Hello students, today's agenda is to check homework. We'll be learning about tangent lines and you will be able to do 9.4. Today students will be able to find angles formed by tangent lines. And so we're going to start with some definitions first. So it says that tangent lines, this is a tangent, remember from the previous lesson that a tangent touches a curve, in this case the curve of a circle, only at one point. Okay, and so it says that tangent lines are always perpendicular to the radius. So if we have a tangent line and we have the radius, it's always 90 degrees in there. Okay, and that's going to be helping us with specific, more complex examples. Also in here, and this is tricky, says the angle between a chord and a tangent is equal to the angle in the alternate segment. So basically when we're forming a triangle and the triangle's vertex or one of the vertices touches the tangent, look at the colors that I have, and it was a little hard for some students to identify, so I think I'm going to spend some time on this one. This angle is the same measurement as this angle right here, and that's what this is saying. I was thinking of how to compare it, and if you look at this side, it's like if you drop it, okay, drop it to, and let's think of the tangent touching the vertex on top of the triangle, so I would turn it this way, and I would look at this as the base, and so basically I would just say, and that angle goes right there. If I had that measurement in here, again, I would, because this is the tangent, I put it at the top of the hill or the mountain, and then I would just say, oh, bring down the mountain to the base, and those are exactly at the same point now. Okay, just bring A over here, that's the same measurement as B. Okay, so maybe that's gonna help, I don't know, hopefully. But yeah, that's what it says in here. The angle between a chord and a tangent is equal to the angle in the alternate. So you're alternating. Okay, but I think that will be the easiest way to just remember. That angle, the same as that. That angle is the same as that, the one on the outside. That angle on the outside, look at my nail, look at it now. That's the same measurement. Okay, and then from previous lessons we also remember that, and that's just to find this one. So now let's put it into practice. From the previous lesson we learned that this arc is always double the measurement of this angle. I call it the cone and the ice cream. So the ice cream is twice as much as the measurement of the point of the bottom of the cone. So it's like if you're looking at this delicious ice cream. Ice cream is twice as big as this one, so this is half of that. Half of 160 is 80 degrees. So this is going to be 80 degrees. Okay. Why is that important? Let me put it in here. Because that's going to help us figure out this measurement. Okay, so if this is now 80 degrees, we know that this lie on a straight angle, so all together are supplementary, and so 48 plus 80 that we just found out because it's half of the ice cream, plus A is equals to 180. 48 plus 80 is 128 plus A is equals to 180. Subtract 128 from both sides. And so the measurement of A, which is this measurement right here, is 2, because I borrowed, 7 minus 2 is 5, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So it's 52 degrees. Okay? Now, because that's the same measurement, I just go like this. There's a triangle in here, so I just go Look at my nail is 52, so now that B is 52. Okay, and that's how we can find the different measurements using some concepts from before and some new ones. Okay, let's go to another definition. That one was kind of like a definition and also demonstration so that you wouldn't forget. Okay, so it says that the angle between a chord and a tangent is half, so that angle is half the measurement of a tangent is half the measurement, of the arc of the arc formed by the chord. Okay, so if I have this chord is forming that arc and that angle together with the tangent. So this angle will always be half of the arc. So if this is 62, the measurement of this arc is going to be twice as much. So 62 times 2 is 124. Okay, this is always half of the chord, the arc formed by the chord. Okay, so I don't know if you want to relate it to, what if we had the ice cream in here? Well, the cone would be half of that, which is 62. So, and that's meaning the previous example. Okay, don't get confused. Just remember, tangent, chord, this angle will be half of this little round top. Okay. Okay, let's look at some that are a little bit more complex. It has a lot more information. And what is going on in here? Well, I can see a triangle in here. I can go like this. That's the top of the nail. Okay, this is my base. So that means that 35 is the same as this measurement. So if this is 35, this is going to be 35, just because it's a tangent and I have a triangle. Okay, those are the same measurement. If I had A, then it would be easier because that means I would be able to find C, right? But I don't. I have to figure that out first. Okay, so I do have that this measurement is 86. So if this is 86, that's the ice cream of this cone. Okay, I have a cone in here with delicious ice cream on top. So this is always half of that. What is half of 86? 43. That's going to help me figure out, because I have supplementary angles in here. All three angles add up to 180. I know it's a lot going on, but it's little by little you can see that it's all the relationships that you see from previous lessons and this lesson. Okay, so A plus 43 plus 35 is equals to 180. 43 plus 85 is equals to 78, equals 180. But if I subtract the two angles that I have, I can figure out the measurement of angle A. And so A is equals to 102. So A is equals to 102 degrees. Now I have that measurement. Remember, I can do this with when it's a triangle. So A is the same as C. So C is 102 degrees as well. Okay, two more. I cannot figure out E because I know that around a circle is 360, but I'm still missing this part. I already have 86, but I cannot figure it out if I don't have D. How do I find D? Well, in the last definition, if you remember, this is a chord, so ignore this part. This is a chord, this is the tangent. This is 35, and the arc formed by that chord is always twice as much. So if that's 35, what's double? That's gonna be 70 degrees. Yay, we're almost there. So a whole circle is 360 degrees. If we already know that from here to here is 70, from here to here is 86, what are we missing for the 360? So 70 plus 86 plus the arc named E, all together is 360 degrees. I add this, and so it's going to be 156 plus E. Let me change my color because I think it's a little easier to see darker colors. Okay, so that's going to be equals to 360 degrees. And you can put this mark or not, it's up to you. At the end, we know that those are degrees. Okay, at the end you can put it. So we subtract the 150 degrees, 156 degrees from both sides. Again, if you put it or not, as long as you put it at the end, that's fine. We borrow 10 minus 6 is 4, 5 minus 5 is 0, and 3 minus 1 is 2. So E is equals to 204 degrees. Okay, from now on it's just more practice, so let's get on with some more. If you need to review it or just pause the video, remember this came from being half of the ice cream, because this is the bottom of the cone, and the bottom of the point of the cone is always half of the ice cream. You can also see this relationship, the ice cream and the point of, even though we compare it to this one, but at the end this is the point of the other cone, with this being its ice cream, so it is half of that. But we know that this is also double that, or this is half of that. Okay. These together are 180, and by getting that one you can just go like that. It's just on the opposite, and this is from the 360. Whoa, a lot going on. Okay, this is another one. So let me see, where do we start? Well, we have a measurement here. One thing that I want you to notice is that this goes through the center of the circle. That means that this is 180 and this is 180. So we can immediately find that F is 180 degrees. Okay, very easy. We also know that this is not like that. We have a triangle, but it's like this. It's like this is the base, and ignore this one right now, okay? It's like this is the base, so it goes like this. So 56 is the same as letter B. Nil, nil. Then we also know that if this chord and this tangent form this angle of 56, that the arc formed by that same chord is twice as much. So double 56 is, double of 50 is 100, double of 6 is 12. So this is 112. Or you can just say 2 times 56. 2 times 6 is 12, carry 1. 2 times 5 is 10, and 1 is 11. Okay, so A is 112 degrees. Okay, where else can we go? The next thing that we cannot find this one because we're missing this part. We cannot find this one because these are the same measurement, so we can't really figure it out. Or we can figure this one from being half of this cone. But I think I want to go somewhere else. You can get this two different ways. This is half of this because it's the same chord, but the chord is called diameter, okay? But the same relationship that these two have, these also have. So if this is 180, this is going to be 90 degrees, half of that, okay? That's the nail, okay, or the heel. You just go like that, and that's the same measurement, so it's 90 degrees. Another way, if you didn't really see that, another way that you could have figured it out is that you have 112 in here, 180 here. So you subtract both of those from 360, and that gives you this measurement, okay? Then once you figure this one out, you get half of it and you get this one. And then with the 180 to figure that one. So different ways that you can go about it, okay? So these three measurements equals 360 because it's a circle. So 112, that's from here to here, plus 180 plus G is equals to 360. Okay, it's because it's a whole circle. I add this 2 and it's 292 plus G equals 360. 2 plus 0 is 2, 8 plus 1 is 9, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Finally, if I'm adding this, the opposite is to subtract. And so G is equals to, I borrow, 10 minus 2 is 8. I have to borrow again. 15 minus 9 is 6, and 2 minus 2 is 0. So that gives me that this value is 68 degrees. Easy, because now I can figure that out in two different ways. This cone, the point of the cone is half of the ice cream. So letter C is equals to 34 degrees. Or the other way is to add 90 plus 56 and then subtract that from 180, which is going to be 34 degrees. Okay, so different ways to get there. Okay, let's do one last one. In here, we don't have other measurement than the symbol of this one, which gives me that this is 90 degrees. Okay, this little square is always 90 degrees. And that tells me that this is 180 because this is always half the tangent and this is half of that. And this is because it's going through the middle, okay? So that's my radius. Okay, the other thing is that I see markings in here. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means that if this is half, this is 180 degrees. 180 degrees, but because there are 5 equal markings, these markings tell me these have the same measurement. I'm going to divide by 5, and that gives me the measurement of each one. And so 180 divided by 5, the 5 goes into 18. 3 times 5 is 15, and you have 3 left. The 5 into 30 goes 6 times. And so each of these measurements is 36. So we can say that we already have the measurement of letter B, since that's one of those arcs. Okay. The other thing that I have in here is a triangle. And so I can just go like this. Remember, this is like a hill or a mountain, and I just go like this to the base, pull it to the base, and whatever is with the nail, that's the same measurement. So letter D is equals to 90 degrees. Okay, so this is 90 degrees. Okay, what else do we have in here? we know that this is a cone, and the point of the cone is always half of the ice cream. So A, I'm going to pull it very out, sorry, is equal to half of 36 is 18 degrees. Okay, we're almost there. I cannot figure out E like this, but I know that this is also, just as this one is 36 degrees, so that gives me the measurement of this one, which is half, so it's 18 degrees. And now I can figure out C by subtracting from, I can even think of this as complementary angles, or you can just do the whole three of them for 180. So let me do C plus 18 plus 90 is equals to 180. I add this together, and that's C plus 108 equals 180. Subtract 108 from both sides. C is equals to, you borrow, 270. So letter C is equal to 72 degrees. And again, that's a mountain. I go to the base of the mountain, and E has the same measurement. So letter E is equal to 72 degrees. So I already figured out all the variables, and so I know it's a lot of information from previous and from this lesson, but I hope it clarifies previous lessons and that it's helpful for this lesson. So now you can do 9.4 and have fun.